For our last video when we were talking about searching, we're going to talk about using objects. So again, we've already talked about using lists and arrays with ints, with doubles, and now with object values. Again, we're working with a private Boolean check contents method. This time, however, our signature is a little bit different. Our first parameter is a zombie head array named heads, because we're going to hold zombie heads. And finally, our second parameter is a zombie head named Sergio. We're searching to see if Sergio, yeah, I know, bad joke, but is inside that array or array list of heads. I'm using an array right now to start off with this, so I'll use a standard for loop. For index is equal to 0, index is less than heads.length. Again, remember, because we're using an arrays, there are no parens in there because it's not a method. And index goes up by 1 each time. Inside my if block, I have to use heads subindex to retrieve the head out of the array, whichever current zombie head I'm working with. And then I'm going to use a dot equals. I can't use an equals equals. Equals equals only works if this thing, the left-hand side, is pointing to what the right-hand side is pointing to at the same time. So equals equals operator only works if I'm pointing the same thing with both variables. And I can't guarantee that. So equals equals is not what we use when we're using an object. Instead, when we're talking about objects, we want to use the dot equals. And if we have specified a dot equals method that actually compares things properly, that dot equals method will return true or false appropriately. So if heads subindex dot equals Sergio, have I actually found Sergio, my great zombie head? If so, yay! I've got another copy of my head. Unfortunately, I don't have one. So this method is going to return false every single time because there's only one Sergio. And also Sergio needs some help. So that one dot equals Sergio works like that. If I had a equals equals, it would only exactly match if I'm pointing to this and this with the same thing. Otherwise, if I had duplicates, I have many zombie heads, it would work. So if I were to change that, say for example, with some markers, and instead of having a zombie head array, I had an array list of expo markers. Is this zombie head right here, and I'm going to pass it the blue marker right here. Is this expo marker the same as this one? If I used equals equals, these are always going to return false because none of these are the exact same one. However, if I'm using a search, I'm using a dot equals, and I've written a dot equals method that can compare objects. Is this the same as this? Nope, not different color. Is this the same as this? Nope, different color. Is this the same as this? Nope, different color. Is this the same as this? They're both blue. This is the same color. Yay, we match and return true. And so a dot equals uses the dot equals method of the object that you're working with, and it asks if they're the same. And so in the case of expo markers, my dot equals method, are they both the same color? And that would return true. And so that's how we can make that work. And so when I'm using a search method, when I'm working with objects, I use a dot equals comparison. I can't use the equals equals that I can work with ints or booleans. And I definitely don't want to use math.abs on a zombie head. No. You can't simply just subtract a zombie head from something. No, you have to actually get a value out of it. And hence, that's why you have to use the dot equals. And so again, just as a final review, when we're talking about this, when I'm searching for an object, I have to use a dot equals. When I'm searching for a primitive value, if I'm working with an int or a boolean, I use an equals equals. And if I'm looking for a double value, I use math.abs and I subtract out the delta or the difference. And that's just a quick review of how you can search through and work with lists and find information, or search through and work with arrays and find information out. And that's what we're going to review today. Thanks, cheers, have a great day.